In this short video, I'll show you how to calculate your stock, your portfolio value, and then also how to make the graphs. So I've got my 12 weeks of prices here, and I've got my stocks, and I've got my shares. And so to get my portfolio value, I'm going to go ahead and click down here in this cell, and I'm going to type in an equal sign, which means I'm going to be putting in a formula. To get the value of your portfolio, you need to add up the number of shares times the price for each of your stocks. I'm going to go this one, 100 shares times the price of Merck on that day, plus Waste Management number of shares times the price that day, plus Google number of shares times the price that day, plus my next one is Lindsay number of shares times the price, plus the last stock I bought was Costco number of shares times the price. Okay, so that gives me the price, the value of my portfolio on the day that I bought it. Now, I would like to do the same thing across this whole table. However, the cells that are being referenced, if I go ahead and, those of you that know Excel, you can use the little arrow down here, little crossbar, and drag that formula across. If you do that, it's going to change the reference cells here, and we want to keep the number of shares constant. So the way to fix that, go into the formula, and in front of the row designation, put a $sign and then space over, and also put a $sign in front of the column designation. Okay, just for the reference cells, this is the number of stock shares. So if I do that across here, they're all C's. So I'm putting it in front of the column. I'm sorry, the letters are the column and the numbers are the rows. And then over here, another $sign and a $sign. And so what this is going to do is it's going to fix the reference to stay constant for the number of shares. So in other words, when I drag the formula over to the next column, it's taking here, see if you notice up here again, the C13 reference has been fixed. And so instead, the only thing that's changing is it's now using the prices that are here in this column. So if you take a look, you'll see now you're in the E column. And again, if I just go ahead and drag that across the bottom here, that's going to calculate my portfolio value over the whole 3-month period. All right. Now, I want to do a graph. One of the things you have to do is a graph. So let's go ahead, and I put the dates in this format because they'll look nice on the graph. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, drag down, and I'm going to do a graph for the Merck stock. So I'm going to select those cells, and I've got to bring this down a little bit so you can see the command that I'm doing here. Hopefully I can do this. There we go. All right. You're going to go over to, let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger so you can see this. You're going to go to the insert. You've got those selected. You're going to go to insert, and you're going to insert a scatter plot, simple scatter plot, and let me make it bigger again so you can see it now. So here's the scatter plot, and let me put a title on here. So this is the Merck. Oops, I made a mistake there. Let me go back for a second. I need to edit this name here. This is the Merck stock price. Okay, and then I can take a look at that graph, and I can get an idea. Here's the dates across the bottom, all right, and here's the stock prices, and I notice for this particular stock over the 3-month period, it's definitely on a downward trend. So that's my Merck. That's one of the stock prices, which you have to do for each of yours. Now let's just click somewhere else to unselect those. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the dates, and then I'm going to go down here, and with a control key, I'm going to highlight the stock portfolio values, and I'm going to do the same thing that I just did. I'm going to go ahead and, again, let me see if I can bring this down so you can see it. Insert a scatter plot again, simple scatter plot. Let me make it bigger. And now I've got a scatter plot, and again, let me put the title in here. This is for my portfolio over the 3-month period, portfolio value. So again, I can get an idea of what's happening with my stock portfolio. It looks like it peaked at the middle or early part of March, and then it started to fall off again. Okay, so that's the overall portfolio. So this should help you in terms of doing the graphs and then also calculating the total portfolio value over the 3-month period that we ran the project.